Shalom, shalom. If anyone on the comment board, give me a thumbs up, see if we still back live. I don't know what happened. But, first that's live before we start. Anyone on the comment board? Trying to see if we live. I think we back live. I'm thinking we back live. Should we back live? I think we are. Yeah, I'm sure be back live. Yeah, we back live. Okay, we'll start back up. Start back up at 1 Thessalonians. Let's go back out. These devils, I tell you, boy. Hey, but we gotta keep pushing. Let's start back up at in the title of the day lesson. Once again, it's blow ye the trumpet in Zion. And I about, we read upon judgment once again. And I about, we got interrupted, the live went out, got cut. But we're gonna still try to start back up. Let's start back up at 1 Thessalonians chapter 1. Let's go back to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1. We'll start back up at verse 6. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. One moment. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, and we'll start back up at verse 6. One moment. One moment. One moment. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. We'll start back up here. I'm hoping I'm back live. And it reads, says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Almighty Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Verse 7, it said, and to do to you who are troubled rest with us when the Lord Yahushua shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. Verse 8, in flaming fire, taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahushua Hamashiach. And so the Lord's getting ready to bring that judgment. It's getting ready to come upon us at a fast pace. And we seeing all of the signs of the times here. We seeing that, rumors of war. We seeing earthquakes in diverse places. We seeing that, pestilence. They talking about what is that Marburg virus over in I think it's saying in the Caribbean. And so it's a lot of things that are coming down the pipeline. So we're gonna get a quick precept. Tell about the Lord's judgment is very close for the heathen. Also, the 2/3. Let's go here to Obadiah. One moment. Let's go to Obadiah. One moment. Obadiah chapter 1. One moment. Obadiah chapter 1. And I think we'll start up around verse 15. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. If anyone on the comment board, give me a thumbs up. If anyone on the comment board, give me a thumbs up. Make sure we still live. I got my last live got cut off. I'm thinking I'm still live. But anyway, let's go here. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 15. And it reads, says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. And thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Verse 16 said, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they have not been. And so the Lord is getting ready to repay all the innocent blood that was shed, all the robbing, stealing, and killing. You know what I'm saying? And out about the one that kept us down as a nation. When you go to Psalm chapter 83, you know what I'm saying? And I'd better tell you about all our enemies. You know, they give you a list of them. And I'd we're right upon that time. You know what I'm saying? We're here. It is at the door. And I'd judgment is at hand. So now let's go here to one moment. Let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 9. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. 2 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1. And it reads that, he answered me and then said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the same paths which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Verse 4, it said, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So that about we seeing, uproars of the people, civil unrest. We seeing that what's going on here in America, which in fact is Babylon the Great. So a lot of people beginning to see that it's something that's happening. We seeing all these train derailment. We seeing all these fire and these explosions across the world. We seeing that they're using that hot weather manipulating machine, over in California. Already I think about a month or so back, I was in Buffalo, New York. They had a Arctic blast up there. Killed a lot of people. And also in Turkey and Syria, they had that big earthquake. That big earthquake over there, it was I think a 7.5 magnitude. It killed over about, I think it's, the body count is still going. I think it said about 40,000. So, what I'm saying? So we seeing that, they constantly getting ready to divide their evil schemes, their evil plans. And not about we're here. It is at the door. So World War III it's fast approaching. Also, this new world order, one world currency, one world religion, and one world government. It's fast approaching. And now we seeing they get ready to bring this digital society online. And now so we already know that it's here. Amazon has already started. Some of the stores they bought. I think what it was, Whole Foods. They already started. All you have to do is wave your hand. You got to be scanned. So they coming up with all these face recognition, biometrics, carbon footprinting, all these things are coming into play. Transhumanism, So a lot of things are coming down the pipeline. And we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So now let's start back up at 2nd Ezra chapter 9. We start back up at verse 5. And it reads that, for like as all that is made in the world has a beginning and the end is manifest. And we seeing the end is being made manifest mean obvious, clear. It is here. It's at the door. These Bible prophecies are jumping out the page. Revelation chapter 13 is here. The stage is set. All things are ready. And at any given time, they can call martial law. They can call a lockdown. They can say, hey, climate change or whatever. But everybody getting ready, to perform their enterprise, which in fact is the new world order. So they're trying to call this order out of chaos. So now let's go here. One moment. Let's go here to Luke chapter 21. Let's go to Luke chapter 21. One moment. Let's go to Luke chapter 21. Luke chapter 21. See, we want to start up at one moment. Let's start up at verse 8. Luke chapter 21 and verse 8. And it reads, and he said, take heed that ye be not deceived, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Hamashiach, and the time draws near. Go ye not therefore after them. Verse 9, it said, but when ye shall hear of wars and commotion, it said, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not yet by and by. So we hearing all these different types of rumors of war. We're hearing about Russia and Ukraine. We hearing about Iran and Israel. Keep your eyes on Israel. And we seeing about North Korea bucking up against Japan and also America. So we seeing a lot of things are happening. The heathens are raging. They are imagine a vain thing. We're here. It is at the door. So World War III has begun, but that about things are getting ready to pick up. Things are getting ready to escalate. Things that go nuclear at any given time. That's why we must always be watching, praying, and being sober. And that's because we are living in these times, real time. Luke chapter 21 and verse 10, and it reads that then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 11, and great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilence and fearful signs, and great signs shall there be from heaven. And we seeing that, we're seeing all these different signs and wonders, blood moons. We seeing, earthquakes and earthquakes just about every day. Flooding, a strange weather pattern throughout the America and also throughout the world. So a lot of things are happening. So all these different signs and wonders. So the Lord is visiting the earth that he created. The end is being manifest right before our eyes. That's why we are blowing the trumpet left and right, warning you of these impending dangers. So now let's start back up. verse 12, it said, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and unto the prison, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And everybody, so that's getting ready to happen. The persecution of what? Of the saints, the true believers of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, the one that what carries this testimony, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, you know what I'm saying? So we getting ready to come upon that time, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to get ready, you know, to feed you things being idols, these FEMA camps, these guillotines, they'll get ready to come into play. So great persecution, great death and destruction is right upon us. And we constantly warn you left and right. And everybody, hey man, we're here, it is at the door. So let's drop down to verse, one moment. We're going to drop down to verse, one moment. We'll drop down to verse 26. And it reads, said men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. And everybody, you know, we coming upon that time, you know, so the Lord is gathering the nation in the valley of what? Jehoshaphat, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, you know, the Lord is getting ready to plead for his people, Israel, you know what I'm saying? For, you know, and everybody, we're here, it is at the door. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord, he's going to come in the midst of what? World War III, you know, a day of gloominess, a day of darkness. And everybody, it is here, it is at the door. And everybody, hey man, we custom warn you left and right. Verse 28, Luke chapter 21 and verse 28, and it reads that, it said, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh. And everybody, you know, so we're looking up, we seeing what UFOs, or they call them UAPs, which in fact they are the chariots of the Most High, the angels of the Most High, the eyes of the Most High. They constantly watching over the elect. And everybody, we're here, it is at the door. And everybody, so we seeing that UFO sites are showing up all across the world. A lot of people thinking that there are aliens, but those are the angels of the Most High. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? So those they're getting ready to come and destroy this place. And we constantly warn, you know, either you're gonna get destroyed in that great in that last destruction, which in fact is World War III, or you can get beamed up on one of those chariots. And everybody, we constantly warn you left and right. But a lot of people want to get it this time around. You know, they're still sleeping. You know, they still in a house of mirth, drinking and being married. So now, let's drop down to verse 34. Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. And it reads that, and take heed to yourself, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that the day come upon you unawares. Verse 35, for as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Verse 36 said, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? We got to let go of what? The martyr thoughts. And everybody, we got to get our house in order. Get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Come back under that total subjection. Watch, pray, and be sober. Because we are living in these times, real time. This is the quiet before the storm. And everybody, any given time, you know what I'm saying? All hell can break loose. And everybody, we seeing, you know, they telling you about food short. They telling you about pestilence. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are coming. They telling you about war, civil unrest. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things are coming. You know what I'm saying? Jacob trouble, it is at the door. It's time to heed. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the traps, in the snare of this new world order, this great tribulation period that we have never seen before. So now, let's go here to Revelation chapter 11. Revelation chapter 11. One moment. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14 said, the second woe is past, which in fact that's World War II. Behold, the third woe come quickly. World War III, it is at the door. It is speaking loud and clear. So, you know, Russia is constantly telling America, you know, and also NATO, stop aiding Ukraine. You know, it's a declaration of war. So they already, you know, declare war on the West and also NATO. So that we already know what Bible prophecy says about that. America will be attacked and will be totally destroyed. And we constantly warn you left and right. But a lot of people love it here, and they get ready to die here. So let's see, can we go to the comment board? One moment. Let's go back. We'll come back here. Let's see, check, make sure I'm still alive. One moment. Let's go back. Then we'll jump back into the lesson. We'll go to Ezekiel chapter 38 and see where we at here. See if I'm still alive. See, I'm thinking I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. Okay, I'm still alive. Yeah, I'm still alive. I've been having problems, you know, sometimes they hit me, they'll do me like this. Okay. Let's go back to let's go to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. One moment, Ezekiel chapter 38. You know what I'm saying? The second woe has passed, the third woe come quickly. Hey man, it's live and well. We're at the beginning of sorrow. So let's go to Ezekiel chapter 38. Ezekiel chapter 38, one moment. Ezekiel chapter 38, we'll start up at verse 4. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 4. And it reads, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy armies and horses and horsemen, and all them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, and all of them handling swords. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? So the Lord is putting the hooks in Russia's jaw. They imagine that vain thing. And everybody, they get ready to come up against Babylon the Great. And also they get ready to come up against what? Israel. And everybody, when you go to Daniel chapter, I think, chapter 7 and verse 9, it said, arise and devour much flesh. So Russia's getting ready to devour much flesh. They're getting ready to let those IBCM missiles fly. So now let's drop down to Ezekiel chapter 38, and we'll drop down to verse, one moment. Let's drop down to verse 10. Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 10. And it reads, thus said the Lord power, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. Verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled village, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls in heaven, neither bars of city, bars or gates. So like, and I about, hey man, that's talking about what? Babylon the Great, America. And everybody, so you can go in any state, you know what I'm saying? There's no gates, you know, no walls, you know what I'm saying? You can go from coast to coast, you know what I'm saying? From north to south, east to west, you know what I'm saying? But non-stop, and everybody, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are relaxing in their leaves and everybody, but the enemy is getting ready to strike. When the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up that standard. So America will be invaded by Russia and China troops, and everybody say, so it's already been prophesied. And now we already seeing that the heathen are raging, and everybody, you know, they already starting their own economy, you know what I'm saying? You know, the BRIC nation, you know what I'm saying? China, Russia, Iran, South America, Brazil, Argentina, and many more. You know, they constantly, you know, turning against the whore. They're getting ready to burn the whore. Revelation chapter 17. Now, we constantly warning left and right. We're here. So Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 12, and it reads, said to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hands upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nation, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. And everybody, you know what I'm saying, America, you know what I'm saying, hey man, they fat off the hog, you know, they're relaxing, you know, and you know, the nation's police thinking they cannot be attacked, and all these nations are rising up against the whore, which in fact is America. And everybody, we constantly warn you, left and right, it is here, it is at the door. So we seeing that we read upon Passover. We seeing that great judgment is at hand. We seeing that, you know what I'm saying, that Bible prophecy are constantly rolling, you know what I'm saying, and hey man, it is here, it is at the door. So now let's go here to let's go one moment. Let's go to Jeremiah. One moment. Get a little something out of Jeremiah. One moment. Let's go to Jeremiah. Jeremiah chapter 50. One moment. So like, let's go here to second Ezra. Let's go here first. Let's go to second Ezra chapter 6. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. Let's go here. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. One moment. Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 18. And it is said, behold, the day comes that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Verse 19. And I will begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt unjustly, and with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. And out about, we're at the end of all our affliction. So the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. The Lord is getting ready to come deliver us out of the land of what? Our captivities. And out about, we asking the Lord, how long, O Lord? And out about, So the Lord is getting ready to come back. He's getting ready to cut off all the heathens. And out about, and set up that righteous kingdom forever and forever, which in fact is the kingdom of heaven. And out about, the Lord is constantly visiting the earth, through all the plagues, all the rumors of wars, the earthquakes in diverse places. So the Lord is showing up and showing out. And out about, he's using his sword from the left-hand side, which in fact Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. 2nd Area chapter 6, and we start back up at verse 20. And it reads, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I show these tokens are the signs. The book shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see all together. And out about right now, we seeing all together. We seeing all over what the signs of the time. And out about we knowing that the Lord is very near. We seeing, the nations are divided. If a nation is divided, it cannot stand. And out about we seeing all sorts of tribulation. We seeing, death and destruction all around us. And great persecution is coming upon us. And out about that evil time of trouble is at hand, which in fact is what? Jacob's trouble. It is at the door. So now let's go here to one moment. Let's go here to Joel chapter 3. One moment. Joel chapter 3. Start here. Joel chapter 3 and verse 2. And it reads that I will also gather all the nation and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nation and parted my land. Verse 3, and they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. And I about, so the Lord is getting ready, bring forth recompense what was done to Israel. And I about, what was done to us is getting ready to be done to them. We getting ready to sell their sons and daughters. So slavery is coming back in a big way. He that lead us into captivity shall go into captivity, which in fact what the Grecian, which in fact was the so-called white man. And not about, hey, man, we're here. It is at the door. So now let's start back up. Joel chapter 3 and verse 4 say, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? And not about it's talking about these Hamites, the Africans. They sold us to the so-called white man. And not about we constantly warn you left and right. But the Bible is a true book. And not about the Lord is getting ready to repay all our enemies that kept us down as a nation. The Lord is getting ready to return to set up that righteous kingdom forever and forever. So now let's drop down to one moment. Now let's start back up at verse 5. Joel chapter 3 and verse 5. And it reads said, because ye have taken my silver and my gold and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. Verse 6. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecian, that ye may remove them far from their borders. And everybody's talking about the Hamites. Verse 7 said, behold, I will raise them out of the places whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Verse 8, and I will sell your sons and your daughters unto the hands of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans and to the people off for the Lord has spoken it. And now everybody, so recompense and judgment is right upon us. And now everybody, so read out Passover. You already know what happened in Moses' time. You know what I'm saying? The Lord had that great deliverance. We're in our second Egypt, which in fact Egypt means what? Bondage. And now everybody, so the Lord's getting ready to deliver us, but in a greater fashion. And now everybody, so he said that in that day, they shall be willing, and that they are of thy power. And now everybody, we're here. It is at the door. So see how much time we running now. See what we got here. You know what I'm saying? I've been having problems, with my lives and stuff. They've been cutting me off. So let's drop down to Joel chapter 3. And let's drop down to verse 12. Joel chapter 3 and verse 12. And it reads, said, let the heathens be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. And that about, so the Lord is going to come in the midst of World War III. That's why he said, look to the brightness of my coming. You know what I'm saying? Out of the east and out of the Lord are going to show up in you know what I'm saying? In all this great confusion. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of all of this, you know, that's why I said it's going to be a day of gloominess, a day of darkness. And that about, you know, so hey, man, it is here. It is at the door. And that about, we constantly warn you left and right. World War III is right upon us, and all hell is getting ready to break loose. Joel chapter 3 and verse 13, he said, put ye in the sickle, and for the harvest is ripe. He said, come get ye down, for the press is full, and fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Verse 14, multitudes and multitudes into the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near, and the valley of decision. And out about, so the Lord is getting ready to judge the heathen. And out about, you know, he's going to destroy them in the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of decision. And out about Armageddon. And also you can read about it in 2 Kings chapter 13. They'll tell you about the Lord great and glorious return when he show up in that fathership. And out about, you know what I'm saying, he can be using those laser and chariot fire, you know what I'm saying, constantly destroying, you know, all the enemies. The Lord is getting ready to wipe this place clean. There will be no inhabitant left in Babylon the Great, which in fact is a mire. We constantly warn you left and right. Either you will hear, either you will forbear. See if we still rolling. I don't know if we still rolling or not. Let's go here to one moment. Let's go here. We'll probably close. I've been having a problem with my let's go to Baruch chapter 2. We'll close out here because I don't know what's going on with this live and I don't know what's happening. But anyway, we're gonna close out in Baruch chapter 2. Instead of having problems with the live, but I'm hoping that you got edified. You know how these devils is. They'll mess with you. Baruch chapter 2, we'll close out here. Baruch chapter 2, one moment. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 28. Baruch chapter 2. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 28. And it reads, as thou spakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel. Verse 29 say, if ye will not hear my word, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations, where will I scatter them? And out about, you know, so we sin against Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. So we got what? Scattered into all the nations. You know what I'm saying? And out about, so we're in the land of our captivity right now. But what? We're remembering ourselves. And out about, we cannot wait. The Lord is doing a mighty work. So let's go here to Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30. And it reads, said, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. And out about, we have that breath of life in us. You know, we got this what? Wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding that only comes from who? Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. And out about, you know what I'm saying? So we're in the land of our captivity to this day. Well, a lot of our people still are walking around here thinking that they are free. You know, talking about that do thy will spirit. And out about, it's only one will. You doing the will of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua. There is no free will. And out about, the Lord is in perfect control. And out about, hey man, we cannot wait. We constantly magnify the name of the Lord in the land of our captivity. We asking the Lord, how long, O Lord? We ready to get out of this place. You know what I'm saying? So let's start back up. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 31. And it reads, and it shall and shall know that I am, verse 31, and shall know. No, so let's start back up at verse 30 again. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 30 said, for I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. Verse 31, and shall know that I am the Lord, their power. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. Verse 32, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name. Verse 33, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds, for they shall remember the ways of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. Verse 34, and I will bring them again unto the land which I promised, when with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they shall be lords of it, and I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. Verse 35, and I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their power, and they shall be my people, and I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. And not about that's the new covenant. Not about the new covenant is not complete till we get in those new bodies, until we get in our kingdom. When we have what? Slaves, you know what I'm saying, handmaids and servants. And not about, you know what I'm saying, hey man, the Lord's getting ready to do a mighty work. We're here, you know what I'm saying? We're seeing that Passover is fast approaching. And not about we constantly, you know, giving reverence to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We being sorrowful. You know what I'm saying? We're in our Lord's state. We fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We constantly want to do his will, left and right. And not about it. You know, we're seeing a lot of things that are happening around the world. We're almost to the finish line. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep the faith. You know what I'm saying? And not about persevere. You know, the victory is out. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has overcome. We shall overcome. So the title of the day lesson, once again, is Blow Ye the Trumpet in Zion. So I like to face the east. I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Mikakadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom. Tell one on the comment board, Shalom. Had a little problem with the live and stuff. I don't know what's going on. It's going in and out. But I hope you got edified. I'm going to find out what the problem is. Shalom, Shalom.